Scottsdale Vibes Podcast. I'm your host, Alicia Haygood. As the temperatures cool and September starts, there's only one thing that I think about, and that is what is coming up in the fashion world. We're going to kick it off with Scottsdale Fashion Week happening September 26th through the 29th. Go ahead, go in your closet, start listening to the podcast while you're deciding what to wear to those events. When we come back, we're going to have Cherie Hartwell of Ford Robert Black Agency, as well as Jamie Levine of Steve Levine Entertainment and Public Relations. We'll be right back. Buying a home can be scary and sometimes frustrating, but all of that can go away with the right realtor. And that's where Sean Shackleton with the Shackleton Group is here for you. Sean has over 25 years experience in real estate. She's here to get you what you want and won't settle for less. She's experienced, knowledgeable, and understands this market, which these days is always changing. Take the stress out of your next home purchase by calling Sean at 480-734-7277. You can also find her at theshackletongroup.com. Scottsdale is known for our beautiful city, beautiful people, delicious and beautiful restaurants, unique architecture, and more. But when the month of September comes, only one thing matters, and that's the style of fashion. As all the who's who and what's we're ready to see what and feel what this year's style is going to be, from materials to colors to designs. And that kicks off right here with Scottsdale Fashion Week happening September 26th through 29th. I'm excited to share with you all the upcoming events. We have none other than Cherie Hartwell of Ford Robert Black Agency and Jamie Levine of Steve Levine Entertainment and Public Relations to tell us what we can expect this year. But as I know with these two ladies, they are going to keep secrets, because why else would we not come if they told us everything right now? So I'm really excited. We're just a couple weeks out from doing this. Ladies, I want to talk with you. Sarah, or Jamie, I'll start with you. I know I've called you Sarah twice. I don't know what's going on. When you think of entertainment, this is much more than just beautiful models, that Cherie brings in and you work together with the talent. It is an entertainment. It is a scene. How do you all work together to bring fashion with entertainment to make it an evening for all of us to enjoy?
Yeah, I think that is what sort of sets our fashion week apart.
Yeah.
Is that it's really about an experience for people. So they can come and they can see an amazing runway show that Cherie puts on with her models. They can come and enjoy entertainment. They can enjoy activations and art installations and sort of different things that you wouldn't necessarily particularly see at a fashion week. Mm-hmm. And so that's where our business comes into effect here, is that we are a full-service entertainment and public relations agency where we plan big events, small events. We book talent, local talent, international talent, and then, we partner with Cherie because she's got the best models in town.
Yes, she does.
And so, we come together to produce Scottsdale Fashion Week together. So for us, it's really about creating those memories for people so that when they come, they're leaving with that wow factor, saying, oh my gosh, not only did I see an amazing fashion show, but did you see this? And did you get a chance to hear this particular entertainer? So we try to do something different every night, which is really unique to Scottsdale Fashion Week, is that we switch venues every single night, mm-hmm. and you're not going to see the same thing every night.
Which is, I love. Last year was my first time I got to attend. It really was so unique. And I think that's what was so great, is because we're like, oh, well, I'm only going to go on Thursday. It's like, well, Thursday is completely different than Friday and Saturday and Sunday afternoon too. Mm-hmm. Every day is a different vibe, different designers, and it is a unique feel to that. Cherie, talk about that. How do you all pick designers to come in, and what is that process like, and how do you coincide that with Jamie's work as well in that entertainment aspect?
Yeah, I think we do spend a lot of time kind of cultivating who we want to bring here.
Yeah.
And it has to be relevant to the market and to Scottsdale,
yeah.
and what people would want to see.
We're a unique market.
Yeah. And so not everything potentially like in a New York Fashion Week people would want to see. It doesn't necessarily translate to, something that they would buy in store here. So mm-hmm. We pride ourselves on having, brand names that people are aware of and or can buy in a Neiman's or a Saks or something along those lines, or direct to the designer. not like emerging designers. So we want it to be an established brand, somebody that has, you know, a great social media footprint, hopefully who is showing in a lot of the other fashion weeks as well. So, and then, you know, we kind of build that night out. Okay, so it's going to be ABC's fashion or whoever this may be. And then we sit together and say, okay, what would go well as far as entertainment or some sort of activation, or how do we want the space built out, or you know, is there going to be some kind of specialty cocktail that coincides with what they're seeing on the runway? And so it's trying to each night build that out, which can be a lot of work.
You'll say it mildly with a smile on your face.
But you know, we've been so fortunate. We've had two of our partners for several years now, Mercedes-Benz of Scottsdale.
Yeah.
So we know that venue. We know what works. We know what doesn't work. We've tried things. We've liked things. We haven't liked things. So that we have the opportunity to, as far as the show, that happens. And then we can kind of build on everything else around that. Same with Scottsdale Fashion Square. I mean, in my opinion, that is the retail mecca of the
there's no
Southwest.
other place,
So for us to be able to be inside that mall, doing a fashion show for Scottsdale Fashion Week, I mean, you can't put a value on that.
The top of the top.
So it's kind of each night is built out on its own, and try to and have some you know, some difference in each of the nights, so that there is a distinct, like, okay, this is kind of like a Thursday night deal, or, you know.
That makes sense. Let's talk about this event. We're starting on Thursday night through Sunday afternoon. Let's talk about Thursday night. Go through each night, what we can expect from some of the designers. The designers have been listed, so I know you can share that information with us, kind of thing.
Thursday night, I mean, we're really excited. We are at a private home on Thursday night, which is just adjacent to Scottsdale Fashion Square. It is a rental venue. It's called the One Home. Make sure to check out our social media. We just posted this amazing video of it yesterday. The place is insane.
It's sick. Yeah.
It's amazing. So we had toured it. I had toured it like 6 months ago, and we were trying to figure out some kind of way to incorporate it into something that we were going to do. And then I went to Steve and Jamie, and I'm like, so there's this house that I think we should have the part, you know. And then it's like, I don't know if we can do it, but this is what I want, you know. And so you kind of, you see something like that, and it's like, how can we make this work? So that's opening night. And so that will definitely have wow factor solely alone because of the venue, for sure. We are showing Amy Atelier and Amy Mann. She is here local.
Very nice.
Just off of Fifth Avenue. She has had her boutique the last 20 years here in Scottsdale, and has a really amazing reputation with, you know, outfitting very high-end MLB wives. Now she's got the man component, so she's doing the men as well. But a lot of that athletic, you know, athletic players. But also she's got such really great stuff. So I think that'll be a really beautiful show. It's going to be around the pool, all the way around it. So, I think we're really excited about that for sure.
Have you had it at a private house like that, like a rental house before?
We have. Okay. And, you know, on a production side of things, I mean, Jamie can speak to that, but like there's pros and cons.
She's like, it's great. It's easy.
Like,
Jamie's like, I mean.
So, you know, this will be 90% outdoors in that back area. We don't want people wandering around and in the house and doing all the things. So, you know, I think we're excited about putting it together. It's definitely going to have a lot of logistics involved, but I think everyone will be very excited.
Yeah, you know, we've used a home before. A few years ago, we did it for multiple years, and it wasn't a rental home. It was actually a friend's personal home that he let us use. And it there's something to be said about being in somebody's home. It's intimate, it's beautiful, you know, and we can, you know, to Sheree's point, you know, our team comes in from a production side, and we really have to build the infrastructure, right? So we have to bring everything in.
Yeah.
The bars, the security, the bathrooms, you know, you name it, right? So we have to bring everything in. So there is a little bit of a logistical component to that.
She was holding by the word nightmare.
I was going to say nightmare.
She's was like, I'm actually going to be out of town on Thursday night.
I'm not going to be there, but our team's great. I'm just kidding. But no, there's a lot of moving parts to that, right? But it creates a really beautiful space to be able to create something cool.
Yeah.
So we're really excited about that, and the One Home's been great partners and really working with us. We're bringing in Waymo as a partner. They're going to.
Oh, very cool.
They're providing, transportation, which is awesome. So we've got a lot of really great partners that are doing different activations and different sponsorship components. That's going to be a little bit different this year, which will be really fun. And then on Friday, we're going back to Mercedes-Benz of Scottsdale.
Lovely, yeah.
They've been a partner since day one, and they've been absolutely incredible. So that's Friday. It's Rev Up the Runway is the theme of that, and we do it actually outside. That is our swim and lingerie night. So it's real funky. It's real cool. It's a little bit more risque, I would say, than the other nights that we do, Scottsdale Fashion Week. And we've got Cami and Jax, which is a swim brand. We've got Yandy. We've got
Macy's
that will be showing swim, and we have Abode. So we've got 4 designers that evening, and it's real sexy.
And then she's like, "That's all I'm gonna
Jamie's going to be in her lingerie.
I will be in my best lingerie. I'm hoping to get signed. I'm hoping to get signed by 4.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
fair. I know a connection. I'll help you out where I can.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, nah, Jamie. But that night last year, we moved outdoors for that Friday night right outside, kind of in that big parking lot of Mercedes-Benz there. And that night is also a bit tough because we have 4 designers. So it's like everyone wants their time. And it's for on our end, it's the hardest night because there's so many things going on with, exactly like, okay, now this is my show. Okay. And then great. And then the next show runs. Like when we have just one single designer for the night, that's all we're thinking about, like the one. So that night, but I feel like that Friday night was most enjoyable for me. I mean, it was just fun. You're outside. It was just kind of like
Well, that's the whole thing is every night's such a different vibe.
Totally.
It's a different designer. It's from the sport leisurely to the lingerie, and then you have formal wear, and then you have the brunch on Sunday at Scottsdale Fashion. Everything is different. So like you only wanting to go one night doesn't make sense.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yes.
How do you, Jamie, work with the designers when it comes to entertainment, music, and kind of that way? Because I know that they work with that in that sense.
Yeah, so some of the designers are very particular on what music they want the models to walk down the runway to. And so we work hand in hand with them and, are very collaborative on that because we want it to be their show. But we also know what works in this market in terms of an event, right? In the production of that. So we'll provide, we'll provide those details.
Guidance.
Thank you. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm like losing
your words.
Guidance. Thank you. Yes. So we'll provide guidance, and work in tandem with their team. Yeah. Some of them are like, you guys know best. You guys go ahead, and then we'll talk with Cherie and Ford and say, okay, this is what we think. But really it's a collaborative effort, but we also really drive the ship for them, saying like, this is what we think will work best from the mood, the lighting, the sound in the space, because we've worked with that space on so many different events. And then talking to them too, there's been designers, not particularly this year, but in the past where we have wanted to have different entertainment elements in the middle of the show, which is not typically, you wouldn't normally see that at a runway show, right? But we're also not New York. We're also not Paris. We're Scottsdale, and we want to do things a little bit different. We want to make them a little bit more funky and fun. So there's been some hesitation on that in terms of like us being a little bit outside the box.
I love that though.
We do too. And so we've had to explain to them, and that's where Cherie comes in. It's like, okay, we know that, this isn't a traditional runway show, but we think this would work. And it all ends up working out exactly the way we
Well, that's what I was going to kind of bring up is like, it's not just a fashion show. It's music entertainment.
Right.
You had someone there last year at one of the shows that was like drawing people in their gowns as they were walking around,
Fun.
You had like a jewelry person there. You had a flower booth there. Like there's so many elements. It is a night of entertainment.
Yes. And I think that's the difference when you speak about the other fashion weeks, you know, New York Fashion Week being one of the best. But the people that are going to New York Fashion Week are buyers and press.
Yeah.
And here it's a public event, right? So it's like you want it to be a night out. You want it to be a night with your girlfriends. You want it to be part of a date
Which is
night,
what I do.
Yeah. So it's not a press style show where it's very I don't want to say boring, but it's very just all about the shows, or the buyers are there seeing.
It is
like,
anything but a square box.
Yes. So that's what we are trying to get away from. And we've had some designers in the past like, well, you know, this is what we do in New York. And I'm like, I appreciate that, but this is not what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Like, you're still going to be able to show your amazing collection, but we're going to put a little twist on it for our market. Right.
Yeah.
And so I think that that's definitely the difference.
Let's talk about Sunday afternoon. Saturday night too.
forgot.
Saturday nights at Mercedes-Benz again. Is that formal wear night? Okay.
Yes, I mean that's going to probably start off a little bit more casual, you know, the show, and then ramp up to being more dressy.
Okay.
But I would say, as far as like dress, you know, for attendees, something a little bit more fashion forward.
And we move inside on
Yes.
Saturday, so it's elevated. It's you know, the mood lighting is it's different. So we're not outside in that front area of Mercedes. We are actually inside on the second level. It's
gorgeous.
Marble
Yeah.
floors.
It's beautiful.
The view of Camelback right
It's
there.
gorgeous, yeah. Sunday is at Fashion Square. It's a brunch kind of entertainment. There's shopping and stuff. Tell me a little bit more about Sunday afternoon or late morning.
Sunday, we're showing Nordstrom. It's going to be there in, are they calling it, not Krista,
it's
luxury wing. So it's kind of outside of Nordstrom there, out in front of Aloe and kind of Espresso and that, and Tesla.
Yeah.
That whole kind of area right down there. It's just like that whole wing that has been redone. And so it's men and women's fashion from Nordstrom. They are doing a shopping party following that as well. So the show will be there, and then back to the store for some shopping and champagne.
I mean, come on, you can't go wrong.
And music, and they'll have a DJ. It'll just be another party from party to party.
That's all it is.
and then Jamie and I go to bed.
At 3 p.m. on Sunday.
Yes.
We're like-
the clock strikes midnight and we're done.
Okay, it's over.
Let's talk about what to wear to these events. I am not showing up in lingerie and a bathing suit Friday night. I'm trying to get
Jamie.
signed, but not like Jamie. What is the etiquette? What is the call when you go to some of these shows that you may or may not have the designers, you know, wear in your own closet?
Sheree.
Well, I mean, I think it's easy to stick to something that's like classic, and it's probably a generic, you know, answer. But you know, you can always wear like a little black dress, and you know, it's cocktail. I would say every night for sure. It's not formal, full length, you know, dress, but I mean more of a cocktail feel. People will definitely be dressed. It's a great place to people watch, you know, in all capacities. Sunday's a little bit more casual, you know. I think it's kind of, you know, you think about it, it is in the mall. It is, you know, a little bit more of a casual night, but
And it's day, and it's daytime.
Yeah.
So it's more.
But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I would say it's cocktail attire.
Okay. This is not all about giving back to the community and you know, showing off the nice fashion and pretty people. You all give back to the community with community service, and you have an official nonprofit partner each week of Scottsdale Fashion Week. Talk about this year's partner. I want to talk about this because I love that you all do this, and I think it's so incredibly important. So talk about this year's official nonprofit partner.
Yeah, so the partner is Magical Builders, and they were our partner last year as well. And basically what Magical Builders does is that they go into different communities. It could be a women's shelter. It could be a boys and girls club. And they renovate the space for these people in need. A spin on this is what we're doing is we're collecting makeup and face stuff and all stuff that women would love, and we're going to be donating those products
very
to
nice.
women in need, maybe women who are getting a second chance at life and are needing a makeover for a job interview, or just need a little bit of a lift from a self-esteem standpoint. But Magical Builders does a lot of stuff with across the country, but a lot of stuff here. They've done stuff with the Singletons. They've done stuff with the Sojourner Center, Chrysalis. A lot of those nonprofits that like tug at your heart in terms of like, helping these battered women who need a place to go and a second chance in life. They also do a lot of stuff with Major League Baseball and the wives and, the NBA. So there's a lot of that athlete component to it as well. So they're the nonprofit for the whole week, and a portion of the proceeds will go back to them to provide those services.
I love that. But, those are little things that we can take for granted in a sense, being able to just go buy makeup whenever we want, or if it breaks, who cares? You have more. But it makes a difference. Putting a little bit of lipstick on can change a way a person smiles. And I love that, because I love that you're incorporating something local to give back to help us, but still keeping with the theme of everything y'all are doing.
Right. And so, each night at the event, there'll be like QR codes set up throughout the event. So if someone feels the need or want to actually donate, they can scan the QR code. It will go straight to an Amazon wish list, and then they can purchase whatever is on that wish list, and it will be shipped directly to the recipient.
Easy peasy.
Easy peasy.
Another great way to entertainment and bring it in. All right. Well, before we go, what are like one night that you're looking forward to? I know. See, I got an eye wink. She's like, I'm not telling you, Alicia.
I am excited for opening night on Thursday. I mean, I think that the house is really going to add a different element to kick it off.
Yeah.
Last year we were at Mountain Shadows, which also is such a beautiful venue and has such an incredible backdrop. So it's always kind of like a little bit of butterflies, like, okay, we're kicking it off. Here we go. Let's get this, kind of started. So I'm looking forward to all of it, but I mean, particularly excited about kind of showing off that space.
Well, we didn't talk about the designer for Saturday night. I don't think so. So at Mercedes-Benz of Scottsdale on Saturday night is Rami Brooke. She's a New York-based designer, but her clothes are sold at Neiman's, Saks, Nordstrom. Am I missing a thing? So she's a global designer, and we're super excited to have her. I'm excited for that night because I think that brand can resonate with the masses. From, like she said, as it's going to kind of like work its way up to the, to how dressy it's going to be that night on the runway, evening wear. She's got when we were looking at the website, I mean, she's got some amazing pieces that I think people are going to be like, wow. And not only wow, but I could actually buy that. And I can, if I want that, I can go online and I can purchase that. So that's fun.
I think that's kind of what makes Scottsdale so unique and what y'all put together as well is this is for us, right? It's not just for the buyers in New York. It's not couture in Paris or anything like that. It's literally for Scottsdale. And I think that's what's so relatable. And you bring us right there in front row. We don't touch, but you are like so close to touch. You are part of the show. And I think that's what makes it so enjoyable as well, what you two ladies do.
And I think, in most of the other major cities, you don't have access to going to the shows. Like, I can't just say, hey, I want to go to this, show in New York because it is buyers, it's press, it's invite only, it's celebrity, right?
Yeah.
And so for the Scottsdale public, I mean, this is an opportunity to go to a high-end event and fashion show where you might not have access in another city.
And it's so true. It's a lot of fun. Well, you have the link in the website, or you have the link in the description of this episode. But go buy your tickets now. You won't regret it. 3 nights and go all nights. Go with your friends. 4 nights: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
But I will say too, it will sell out,
and it does.
It's going to sell out.
Listen, I went last year. I went on a date night with my husband, and he actually enjoyed it. And then I had a ladies' night on Saturday night, and we had the best time. So that's my crew again this year.
Yes.
They already asked me if they could come back.
Good, that's great.
And it's everything. And then I had a friend, that went by herself last year, and she's like, I had the best time. Yeah. It is made for everything. You don't have to be a fashionista to enjoy it.
Absolutely.
And it's just relatable. So go check it out. Everything's in the description of this episode. Check it out on our YouTube videos as well. Ladies, I'm going to let you get back to work.
Yeah, I know you got to
work. Just a little bit of time away, but thank y'all for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll have a calendar of events coming up. When it comes to protecting you, your family, and all your assets, you need to have someone that you can trust, and that's Jeremy Mueller of State Farm Insurance. Jeremy Mueller has lived in Scottsdale his whole life. How can anyone else know your needs more than someone who's been here and seen it all? Jeremy and his team are always ranked in the top % at State Farm. He cares, he's knowledgeable, and most importantly, he's always available. Don't believe me? Give him a call at 480-515-5223 or find him at jeremymueller.com. All right, don't forget to go get your Scottsdale Fashion Week tickets now. They will sell out 4 nights, Thursday through Sunday, September 26th through 29th. Each night's different. Make it a friend's night one night. Make it a date night. Make it just you and another by yourself or another couple. Whatever you want to do, it's having fun. It's entertainment. I highly suggest that you don't want to miss out on this one-of-a-kind event. But there's also some great music coming to town. Bret Michaels. I'm so excited about this. It's coming to Talking Stick. I love when they put on great shows like this. It's happening Friday, September 21st at 8 p.m. Tickets are still on sale, so don't forget to get yours now before it's standing room only. And if Bret Michaels isn't your jam, hello, Elvis fans out there. The ultimate Elvis concert is coming to the Embassy Suites at the Hilton Scottsdale Resort. I'm getting tongue-tied. It is happening on September 20th. Again, just go get your tickets, 7:30 to 9:30. I mean, I would get my impersonation outfit on. I would definitely stretch those hips out, get to swinging. All right, Scottsdale, go have a wonderful week. Keep vibing, and I'll see you around town.